Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday. If you are new here, my name is Raquelle Lynnette. I'm a lifestyle beauty blogger. I do makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, I do vlogs, not consistently, but I'm about to start doing more vlogs. And I welcome you to my channel. There is also going to be another giveaway here on YouTube. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I have hit 8K. There's going to be a huge giveaway at 10K. So don't forget to smash that red button and subscribe to my channel. So as you can see by the title today, we are going to be doing a very quick and simple and easy, beginner-friendly how to do your eyebrows. I know there is a billion TikTok hacks out there. Glue your brow here, laminate your brow there. But if you don't really, steer towards that and you just really want the basic makeup artist how to do your brow, natural contoured brow, then you came to the right video. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieve these brows and the very simple steps used to achieve them, you're more than welcome to continue on watching, and we're gonna go ahead and dive right in. Alright mates, here we are. This is going to be a very quick and easy, beginner-friendly eyebrow tutorial. I know that there is a billion TikTok hacks out there. I've been seeing people use lash glue in their brows, gel, anything that's sticky basically, they're putting on their brows. But what they're not telling you is that it's really hard to get out of your eyebrows after you've done the achieved brow. So I did I used some duo glue in my brows and it was terrible. It was like terrible. It was very, very hard to get out. Think about the residual glue that you have in your lashes after you take the lash out. So if you like that type of weird tugging pain on your eyebrows, then you can go that route and maybe find a different tutorial. But for here, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I do, how to do a regular professional brow, right? We're not going to be going into the super bushy brows. This is just a very contoured makeup look brow. So step number one, you're going to need a brush to brush through your eyes, whether that be attached to your eyebrow pencil or a separate spoolie. You can use a two-in-one spoolie. It all depends on what kind of product that you are using. There are a bunch of different ways to achieve this eyebrow look. You can use a pomade. A pomade is going to give you a very thick brow if you don't have the time to sit and separate and do every single brow, really sketch out the brow. A pomade is really going to look very full and muddy. I haven't used pomade in a long time. I find that it's harder to brush through and to create a quicker brow. I don't really have a lot of time to sit around and do my brows, which is why 9 times out of 10 you always see me doing my brows off camera. It is the most time consuming thing for me on my face, which is why I like to do it off camera, and that's why I'm making the video today. So if you guys ever want to know how to do your brows or how I do my brows, this is how I've been doing them lately, as of late. So you can use pomade. Not going to be using pomade. That's not really my cup of tea. It's just, it doesn't look right with my brows. I have very sparse brows, and if I were to use a pomade, it would just look kind of muddy. And you wouldn't be able to see the real, I can't really mimic the brow-like hair shapes with pomade in my brows, and I don't have the time either. So then there's powder. You can use powder to build up. You can use powder to create the hair-like strokes as well. There's nothing wrong with the powder. Usually, back in the day, I used to use a brow pencil and then I would take the powder to fill it in, and I really liked that because that looked more realistic than using a pomade. The third thing that you can use is a eyebrow pencil, and they can come in a thicker line, they can come in a thinner line. It just depends on how thick your brows are, how you want your brows to look. That is my method of choice. I've gone back and forth between those 3 things, and I always steer it towards a brow pencil. It just does the job every single time. So option number 4 is a brow pen, and I have 3 brow pens. I have the Urban Decay brow pen, I have the Benefit Cosmetics brand new brow pen, and I have the Milk Makeup brow pen. Every brow pen is not created equally. All 3 of those perform differently. It's all about what you want for your eyebrow shape. So for me, I prefer a single flick for the brow so I can create the actual brow hairs at the beginning of my brow. And I have been using actually a different type of product, which is why I'm going to come in here and show you guys how I've been achieving the brows. So out of those 4 products, I always steer towards the eyebrow pencil. It just does the job without having to put too much thought into it, without looking like a fake brow. It just does the job for me. And my favorite eyebrow pencil of all time is the Precisely My Brow by Benefit Cosmetics. Nothing can compare to this. Everything else is either a little bit too waxy or a little bit too dry, or doesn't have enough product in it for the pricing. This literally is my very, very favorite. And if I can't use 4.5, I will go to 6 and create magic. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So some people, if you have a thicker brow, you can use a primer to push your brows up and keep them in place. I don't really have that much brow. They're not like super thin, but I don't have that much to have to put them into place. But I was using the Benefit primer to prime my brows. On my brown skin, sometimes it came off as white, which is why I stopped doing that. So first things first, you're going to want to take a spoolie and brush your brows up. Get whatever you're using. So I'm using a brow pencil. That's how I'm going to be teaching today. If you would like to see me use a pomade, or if you would like to see me use a powder, I did have another video that I will link up there with me using a powder in my eyebrows, but I'm going to be showing you guys what I can do to achieve like a natural contoured brow that I've been rocking lately. So then I always start in the middle of my brow, and then I start with the tail of the brow, and I just create that shape. Until about right there, and then right here is where you want to stop. Right there where your nose is. And then if you go like that, that's how you know where your arch is actually supposed to be. So after doing that, just creating a very, very light rough draft, basically, I brush through. I didn't do this step before, and you could actually see the line. So at every step, I like to just brush through because I want people to see my real brows, not just product. And I don't want to have a harsh line on my brow either. I'll clean it up with concealer, but to have the dark line just doesn't look cute. So we try to steer away from that. And then what I've been doing lately is starting to fill in the brow at the tail end first before I draw in the top, because I don't want it to be super, super contoured. Before, it would just be so contoured, you know, like a perfect brow, but I want it to look like real hair right here. So I start to draw slow flicks, very, very lightly in the middle. And then after I'm done and I've achieved enough fullness, I'll start to draw out the tail end at the top. Very rough draft right now. And then I brush through it again. See, still looks very natural even though I have product in there. So after that, then I go start working my way to the top. Then I start working my way to the front of the brow, but stopping about right there so I can do my tapered thing that I do. And then after I've done doing that, then we go ahead and create the brow-like hair strokes again. And you see how like you can see the hair? I don't want to put too much product in there. That's like what has been my downfall throughout the years. Just putting way too much product in my brows and then cleaning them up, and you know, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You want to brush through the product and you just want it to fill in the gaps, and you want to fill the gaps in so it can look like hair, you know? Alright, so after that, what I figured out is instead of going up like that, I actually brush down, and that creates a line and it doesn't tug against my skin, and you can actually see, do you see? It's just a better technique to draw down, not up, when it comes to the front. And then I just go back through and see any sparseness and just do hair-like strokes very, very, very gently. And this is the rough draft brow without any concealer, anything. And it looks pretty good. Like I could actually run out the house with this. It's just with the flick of your wrist, basically, not to apply too much and to brush through. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second brow, and then I will move into step 2. There's not too much that you have to be doing. You don't need a 6-step eyebrow routine to get a perfect brow. I promise you, you don't. Alright, so I've created the rough draft on both eyes. And now we are going to clean them up with some concealer. For me, I don't like a very liquidy concealer to clean up the brows with. It's just not going to set quickly, and it's going to leak into your brow, which I found before. I've used like a thinner concealer and it just doesn't do what it needs to do. You want a very full, thick concealer. So I always use the MAC NC45 Studio Finish in the pot. I've been using that for about 4 years. Nothing else has compared to it. This is, boom, NC45 Studio Finish Concealer by MAC Cosmetics. You're not going to find a better, you're not going to find a better alternative for a concealer. I promise you. This is going to hold up. It's not going to melt. It just stays in place. It's thick and it lasts forever. Honestly, I don't remember when I even bought this. So if you're looking at the price of the concealer, I think it's like $26, but literally going to last you forever. It is an investment. You're going to basically do your brows every day because your brows shape your face. Regardless if you do a full face of makeup or not, if you put some brows on and some gloss, you literally can go out the door. And that's what a lot of people do. You know, with quarantine, we're wearing masks. You don't want like a full face of makeup. So why not invest in a concealer that really is going to uphold your brows, something that you do basically every day. So for the brush that I'm going to be using to clean this up, I'll be using the Smith Cosmetics 212 brush. Haven't found another brush to, you know, withstand washing every day, because the concealer that goes into this brush is super thick, so you have to really rigorously, you have to clean this rigorously. And a lot of the other brushes that I've used have just fallen apart because, I don't know, they just can't withstand. This is an expensive brush, but this is a makeup brush company invented by an actual professional makeup artist. She used to put her heart, blood, and tears, heart, blood, sweat, and tears into these brushes, and these are an investment. I got gifted these, I want to say 2 years ago, and she's still going strong, and I use this every single day to clean my brows up with. So investing in the tools that you need to get your desired look is always important, honestly. I know everybody's going to tell you that there's a dupe for something, but for me, why not just go ahead and invest in something that you know is going to work and you're going to have for a long time. So I just dip into the concealer with the brush, and I get it saturated on both sides. Again, I start to carve out my brow in the middle, and then I go out to the tail, and then I work my way up towards my nose. And then you blend down. You don't want to blend the concealer in. You want to turn it to the flat side and start pulling the concealer down. And then just go and keep touching up until you get your desired shape. Alright, so that is my desired shape. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean it up at the top of the brow, dipping back into the concealer the same way I did the first, starting at the middle, and then working my way to the front. Then for the top, you take the brush at an angle. And you can't be afraid, because if you start being afraid, your hands start to shake and stuff, and then if you mess up once with your brows, you have to start like all the way over most times, because the concealer will get into your brow. So like, it can be nerve-wracking and time-consuming. It's going to take a lot of time. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to be professional at this after your first try. Practice makes perfect, but I'm just going to give you the foundation and, you know, the steps to take so you can actually practice correctly and have a really decent looking brow. So after I do that, then I just start to blend the concealer out. And I mean, I just use my finger to blend. It's just the perfect shape to get in there and blend it out. Hence the reason why I do my brows before my foundation. I just can't do my brows after foundation. I've tried so many times. I've seen professional makeup artists just do it afterwards. It just doesn't work for me. It does not work for me. I don't have enough of a bushy brow to be able to have, you know, the super bushy brow that they can just draw in later. I have to have a defined eyebrow. So that's why I'm showing you it without any makeup on my face, because this is really how I do my brows. And I'm sorry if I just rushed through that step. You're just gonna clean the concealer up. You see how I just find that if I take a brush, it's just going to continue to move the concealer around. And when I just blend it out with my finger, it just blends it out. I don't know, it just is the best blending tool to blend out the concealer for my brows. Nothing else works. And I have a bunch of different brushes. Alright, so the secret sauce that I've been using as of late, I dip into the concealer, and then on the back of my hand, I just take off a little bit of that and I dip directly into it at the top. And then I start drawing lines at the beginning to taper it. Rather than being so focused on the thick brow pencil to create the brow hair strokes, I go through that and then I go through it and, you know, just conceal it. Let me show you. This is how my brows look so separated as of late. And I don't know why I don't see more people doing this, because this literally is going to give you the brow that you want. Just take a little bit of concealer. See? Boom. Tapered. You don't have to have a perfect hand to achieve the look. So you don't want too much, you just want to do a few at the beginning. Then I press it down and it's tapered and it looks like it's actually brows. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the second side, clean everything up over here. I always start from the first brow that I did, and then I take the concealer over so I can just know where that eyebrow starts, because I don't want one up super high and the other one down super low. I understand that brows are sisters and not twins, but we don't want them completely off, you know? So a little bit off. Quick and easy. So something recently that I've been doing as well is taking this Hank & Henry. This is a brown liquid liner and it's a single flick. And the Urban Decay brow pen is a single flick as well, but I'm all out of that, so I've been using this. And at the places that I want to create more dimension or more hair-like strokes, it's not a black liner pen, but you just go through and flick with it. See, that just adds onto the brow stroke. It just looks like I actually have hair-like strokes. I don't want it to be just one brow, you know, one brow full of pomade. I want it to look like an actual brow hair. So those are the two new steps that I've been implementing, and it's been giving me a really good brow. I've been getting a lot of compliments, so thank you guys, and that's why I wanted to come in here and share the new juiciness with you. Alright, so I'm done with the rest of my makeup, or you know, this is about as good as it's going to get. I'm not really going anywhere. I just wanted to finish this so I could show you guys how I usually do my brows in reality. So I just took a little bit of translucent powder and set it on my brows. I like to do that just to take away any oiliness or anything that has oxidized after I was done doing my makeup. You know, if there's any oils, it just sucks it up. So the very final step that I do with my brows is set them with a brow gel. I had been missing out on this for years. I was just using the concealer and then not setting them, and then they would be all out of shape, or you know, sometimes the brow will fall down. So you most definitely need to set your brows with a brow gel. This is my favorite one. People like to use the Got To Be gel. You can use an eye glue if that's your thing. If you really have stubborn brows and you don't want them to go anywhere. If you really have super out of control brows and you really don't want them to go anywhere, you really want that bushy brow look, use it, but it's going to be very hard to get out of your brows. So I mean, I've warned you. But if you want something just as good, go ahead and invest in this brow setting gel, because I didn't even know what I was getting myself into when I got sent this on PR. No, I bought this first. It came in a set, and then I had been using Benefit way before I got in PR, and I was like, dang, this really just, you know, sets everything in place. It really is the final finishing touch. And this is like an interesting brush. You lay it flat, and then the bristles are on the outside, and then you lay it flat and you brush it up into where you want your brows to stay. Bam, and then you just let your brows dry and you're ready to go. That is all you really need to do to get some perfect brows. A steady hand and some practice, and you will have some really good looking brows. My advice to you is less is more. Less product you use, the more realistic brow you're going to achieve, okay? So if this helped you in any way, if you had any takeaways from the video, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment down below, and please give me a thumbs up. It helps me more than you guys know. Thank you for watching the video. I will have more how-tos coming up soon on my channel. If you have any requests for any type of how-to, please leave it down below in the comment section as well. All right, guys.